Back at the tomato farm again. It's May 7th, sometime in the mid-afternoon. Here's what we got. You can see these are the super sweets, the cherry tomatoes. You can see all the little batches of them there. So lots of those all throughout. So they're doing pretty good. I got to pick some of the grass out of the straw so that they'll grow faster. But none of them have ripened yet, but they're getting close. They're getting close. This is some of my pineapples. You can see some there. There's a bigger one right there. You can see him right there, and then see some others in the background. Those are the pineapple. I forget. There's about 10 between these two plants. And they're just growing everywhere. I gotta start getting them back. You can see how the Soldalskis, I've kind of bent them back in. And there's tomatoes on these Polish Soldalskis. They're all around. Got a couple of good sized ones in here. One around this way. Got a pretty good sized one there and there. So, and a few little ones over there and back over in there. You can see some maybe. So, got Soldalskis everywhere. Some of them are kind of ribbed, but most of them are just kind of roundish with a little ribbing. But that one there is pretty pronounced. And blooms everywhere. So, as you can see here, there are none anymore because this is where the crimson reds were, and one of them was looking, or something got on the soil, something kind of strange on top of the straw, and I didn't know what it was, and they were really underperforming. So all the others are passing them up, and they should have been well ahead. So rather than waste time, energy, all of that on them, I cut them down. So I cut down 3 crimsons. Now we're down to 22 plants. 22. But here's 2 more pineapple plants, and you can see I think this one has, like I say, 13 or 14. You can see one there sitting on the soil. They're all through here in different locations. You can see a few there. They're just everywhere. So we've got quite a few there on these 2, and blooms everywhere. You can see there's another one there, and they're all around. You just gotta kind of look for them. Most of the blooms are healthy. Some fall off with the wind. We've had a little bit of wind the last couple of days, so it beats them to death. So here's the mortgage lifter. Been picking tomatoes. Picked one this morning. The birds are wanting to peck at them. So even though the bird bath's full of water, because we had some good rain just the other day, and we try and keep it pretty well filled for them so they'll stay away from these tomatoes. But we've had a couple of them pecked on, so I cover them with these little bags of mine, paint strainers, and it seems to protect them pretty well. Got about 3 or 4 that are going to be coming off in 3 or 4 days. Going to let them ripen up real good. So, and then got some new ones coming on in different spots. There's a bloom that fell. So, but we got some other tomatoes on this one. And then this is a mortgage lifter clone of that other mortgage lifter. It's just a sucker off of it. As you can see, we've got another elephant man right there. It's all weird, and so got quite a cluster right here. And then there's a few little ones on the back side there that you can see right here. That one looks kind of strange, but a couple more there. So this is a clone or a sucker off of that one there. So it's producing, but it's a little behind the other one. Then here's a lone pineapple. It's got a few on it. You can see the stalks are real strong. Got a couple, 2 or 3 right there. There's little ones you can see. So and more blooms. So it's not as thick, but it seems to be growing pretty good by itself. So, and as a solo, which makes sense. This is a solo Cherokee, and as you can see, we've got several right here on this one. And there's some others that are getting ready to start on this one. And then behind, let me squeeze through, this is all Cherokee purple right here. 3 plants in here, and let's see if we can squat down, and you can see there's a bunch of Cherokee purple. If you look through the leaves, the wind's blowing, but there's Cherokee purples all in here. About 12 I think I counted the other day, so probably more, but they're all over. So it looks like we're going to have quite a few Cherokee purples. And this one here is a Cherokee purple with 2 or 3 on it right now. So then we've got 2 super sweets here. This one here and this one on the back side here is, and you can see there's little tomatoes down in there all over, but this one right here all crammed in there is another Cherokee purple that has 2 or 3 on it. So now we have 22 plants, a whole lot of tomatoes between them all, especially on the super sweet side. We're back to the super sweets that we started with, but you can see they're getting pretty tall. So you gotta start weaving them back in, just like this one here. I weaved back into the fencing. This one here got weaved back in. This one over here got weaved back in. This one, it's not long enough yet, but so I put a pipe cleaner on it just to hold it for now, and then I'll do more with it. So anyway, that's May 7th update on the tomatoes. Not sure if I'm going to water tonight or not, because we had pretty good rain yesterday. They seem to be doing alright. I have some leaf curling on some of it. Some of the older leaves are curled up on certain plants, not all of them, just certain ones. So mainly the Soldalskis. They seem to be affected the most by the water. As far as over or under, they seem a little more sensitive. But got some on this pineapple curling, but overall that may be from the heat. They have such huge leaves, they get hot. So anyway, alright, that's May 7th, 2022 Tomato Farm update.